Are
Yes.
you betting Chiefs division?
10th straight year it would be. They've won the division the last 9 years. Am I betting it? I'm a boy. I don't recall it being this cheap in quite some time. Minus
Right?
125 at a lot of spots. You can get it as low as minus 105 out there. That's the amount of love that we are seeing in the Chargers of the Broncos. I had not considered it, but now thinking about how cheap this price is, I know you're big on the Chargers this year, and you've got two teams with a win total of 9.5. The Chiefs at 11.5. But at this price, Sam, it's tough to pass up because usually we're talking about $3-4 Chiefs as a favorite before the season starts.
At least $172, which I was sort of hinting at off the top. Every conversation around the AFC West I want to take to the next level, and it's okay because this is a betting show and we can discuss strategy and all that. I have bet the Chiefs every summer. I do it in August. When I'm at Circa for Bet Bash, I'll probably do it there depending on the price. You look at a team that has been to, I repeat, the AFC Championship game so many times in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at the price for them to win the Super Bowl, and it's as big as I can remember with Mahomes as a starter. MGM has 8-1 right now. I bet it last year at plus 550. And then they got to the Super Bowl, and obviously we were Eagles guys as well. I had Chiefs and Eagles. So I was free rolling the Super Bowl, which doesn't happen very often, I assure you. But you look at this Super Bowl picture. Obviously, the Eagles are favored because they have an easier path. It's not that their power rating is higher. They just have less roadblocks in the way. I mean, if you put the Eagles in the AFC, they have a similar price to the Ravens or the Bills or the Chiefs. But you look at the board, Eagles plus 650, Ravens 7-1, Bills 750, Chiefs 8-1. If I said, all right, I'll give you $100 right now, and you got to pick one of those AFC teams, Baltimore,
Yeah.
Buffalo, Kansas City, right now, what are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, every year I bet on Buffalo, but at this price, I think you would have to go with Kansas City. Is it Buffalo's time? That's going to be a conversation that we're going to have many different times this year. I'm removing Baltimore from that. Yeah. I'm removing Baltimore from that list. That's not for me. And I understand why you would, and they'll have a short price and all that. But yeah, man, put it this way, when I'm making multi-sport parlays, like we did one with the Masters, or we'll do one, I'm sure, again, when we talk about it, you discuss throwing the Indiana Fever in one. When we do that, the NFL team I'm putting in there is the Chiefs because I know they're going to be in the Final Four.
You just need them to get to the AFC Championship. And
Yep.
again, they've done it every year since the 2018 season. The first time I did this, I bet, I want to say 650 or 6.25 going into the 2019 season. And that was the year the Chiefs beat the Niners in the Super Bowl. So that was the first year I did it on Kansas City, just right out of the chute. Going into the season, I got a little Chief stock in pocket. So they win the Super Bowl 3 times, and they get to the Super Bowl 5 times. So this is a bet, for me, it's something that I am so far ahead of because they either win the Super Bowl or get to the Super Bowl, and then I can hedge. So I'm up. I mean, if I do this every year at 7-1 ballpark, think about the units I've made in the last 5 years with 3 Super Bowl wins and 2 chances to essentially hedge in the Super Bowl, not to mention the year they lost to the Bengals. The Chiefs were a 7-point favorite at home in the AFC title game. So I could have bet Bengals plus 7. I could have bet Bengals money line. I could have done whatever I wanted holding that Chief ticket. So I think it's silly for me to abandon ship now on a team that has continuously put me in a great spot down the road.
Here's the other thing worth discussing, though. So one year you've got Rice. Whoa, look at what he does. The next year it's Worthy. They've only played together a few times. So now the expectation is you've got Worthy and you've got Rice, and you've seen that each of them can be the dude. and you still have Kelsey, and you got Hollywood Brown out there with that backfield and the best quarterback in the world. They're set up to be a much better version than what we've seen over the last couple of years. So there's even more reason to buy the Chiefs, and it's at a very short price there. So, yeah, I get it. Now, has the gap shortened? Sure, I think that's a fair statement. And you get Harbaugh in year number 2. You're getting the guys that he wants on offense. I know you're big on Omarion Hampton. I think you should be. He's got a couple new receivers. Chargers are going to be tough, man. They're going to be tough, and they're going to be built exactly how Harbaugh wants them to be built. And then with the Broncos, we weren't expecting that in Bo Nix's rookie campaign. So what is he going to do in year number 2? And they've improved the defense. They bring in Hufanga on the back end. They draft Barron very high. You still got Surtain. You got Vance Joseph running the defense. There's an argument to be made that Denver has the best defense in the league. So those top 3 teams are going to be very tough, and that's how we get to that shorter Chiefs price.
I'll probably take a pop on the Chargers to win the division. Kansas City, when you really think about it, doesn't really need to win the division at this point. You know, they just got to get to the playoffs. I think the urgency is a lot more real on the Bolts side of the fence. And I already played their win total over. You mentioned my bet on Omarion Hampton, offensive rookie of the year. We got 15-1. That number has come down. I'm a big Charger guy this year, but it's more, if this makes any sense, I like the Chargers more in the regular season. And then I default to the Chiefs in the postseason because you got to kill the king to be the king. And you mentioned their offense, which should be healthier, which means they'll be better and more diverse, I guess. You got the best quarterback coach combo in the league. You have a team that has drafted on defense for the last 3 years and bolstered their D. Not to mention they know how to win in the playoffs. I'm going to do that same bet in August. 8-1 Chiefs, count me in.